We're live.
Welcome back.
Welcome back indeed. We are here with Dr. Muto. He's been giving us exams, and unfortunately, he's the only doctor who is part of my health plan. So thank you for that. This is the work, this is a kind of a tag team effort between our next guests here. We're joined by Roland Blancaflor from RBFX and makeup master Bruce Spaulding Fuller. And this is a combination of prosthetics from your line, RBFX.
Correct.
And you took those prosthetics
And made that.
Made
I made that thing. What the hell was I thinking?
So before we get into the specifics of the makeup, because we want to talk all about this makeup, I'd like you to know a little bit more about the guys we're sitting here with. They're both luminaries in the industry in their own rights. And we'll start with Roland. Roland, in addition to being the owner of RBFX, providing professional quality prosthetics made by pros.
Yeah.
You're also
Working professionals.
a veteran special makeup effects tech.
Yeah.
With lots of experience in mold making and running appliances and life casting and all the stuff that goes on to execute an artistic vision.
Correct.
Some of the things you've seen Roland's work in: Total Recall, working with Rob Bottin. Rob Bottin, anyone? Let's hear your claps in cyberspace for the legendary Rob Bottin.
He's just here.
RoboCop 2, and then with Greg Canham, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Cursed, The Avengers, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Rick Baker, along with everyone else at the show.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, X-Men Days of Future Past, Alien Outpost, which I just saw. It's terrific.
Cool.
Directed by Jabbar Raisani and production design
You put Cursed on your
by
resume?
Eddie Yang.
No, I didn't.
No, we put Cursed on his resume.
Yeah.
It's on IMDb.
It is on IMDb, but no,
knows all.
I didn't. Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, you can't escape anymore those credits that you don't.
And then coming up, we've got Goosebumps and Batman versus Superman for you. And you won an online, nominated
Yeah.
for an Online Film and Television Association Award for Hellboy 1 and 2. Correct?
I didn't know that.
Is that not true?
I didn't know that.
We're making stuff up, guys. We're making stuff up.
True. It could be true.
And then we have next to him Bruce Spaulding Fuller. Any of you who are part of the Stan Winston School experience, this man needs no introduction. I think you've done more lessons for us than anyone else.
Really? Am I the king? I'm the king.
Yes. Bruce is the
I'm
king of
But
Stan
Roland has
Winston
much
School
better
lessons.
credits than I do.
Well, let's talk. Well, I don't know. You're no
We're going
slouch.
to go down the list now.
You're no slouch.
I
All
didn't
right.
work on Cursed, though.
Bruce Spaulding Fuller. Let's go back in time. A Nightmare on Elm Street 5.
Yeah.
Bride of Reanimator. Edward Scissorhands with My
That's
Daddy.
cool. Wow, we're going way back.
Terminator 2. Misery. Army of Darkness. Was Misery K&B?
Yeah.
K&B Effects. Army of Darkness also with K&B.
No, that was with Altarian.
Oh, Altarian.
Yeah,
I'm
two
sorry.
studios worked on
Two
that.
studios worked
Yeah.
on that one. That's Tony Gardner's shop.
Yes, indeed.
The Lost World Jurassic Park back at Stan Winston Studio. Devil's Advocate, The Cave, Resident Evil Extinction, and Underworld. I think both of those were
1, 2, and 3. Underworld 1, 2,
all
and 3.
Totopoulos
All
jobs.
Totopoulos all the time. He
All
directed part 3.
And Thor with Legacy Effects.
You betcha.
And that's just a bit of it.
A bit. A
Just
tip.
a
tippy
just
tip.
a tip at the top. Now that you know who these guys are, let's talk about this fantastic makeup. Let's talk about the prosthetics used and where you came up with your own stuff. I see you've got a lot of great kit bashing going on.
Don't see that.
Talk us through this makeup, Bruce.
Well, what Roland's done, and it's genius, he's come up with this line of ready-made prosthetics. And, you know, he has all the characters. He has werewolves, demons, vampires, and a lot of full character faces. But what I got obsessed with was taking a lot of disparate parts. You know, this cheek doesn't go with this cheek. Most of this is from his mutant line. This chin is from his zombie line. This cheek is from his character line. I got obsessed with mixing and matching and coming up with an original creation rather than using a full character that's been designed basically for me.
Is it all foam latex
This
pieces?
is all foam latex, but also many things are run in silicone and prostate transfers. Roland's kind of doing it all. He's covering all the bases here. Beautiful old age work, beautiful cuts and bruises and trauma makeup. I mean, he basically has it all. It's one-stop shopping, and he makes it all to order, which means you're not getting something that's been sitting around, getting old on the shelf, and it's stiff, you know? So, I mean, but what I wanted to show today was just the radical diversity that you can do with these appliances. And I've actually done several makeups with these mutant appliances.
The YouTube demo.
Yeah, the YouTube, yeah.
That we did with you. Talk to us about some of the other kit bashing and pieces. Where'd you find all these little bits and bobs?
Well,
does your car run anymore? It looks like.
Yes, I stripped down my car and I molded it.
This is a starter from my Hyundai. This is a.
No, there's a wonderful in town. There's a wonderful electronics salvage yard called Apex, and I just went and I bought. I don't know what this is, you know, but I bought it. I thought it looked cool. I molded it. I stuck it on there. This is an actual lens from some sort of camera. I don't know what it was, but I bought a Halloween pumpkin light, and I took it apart and I stuck it behind there. Some of these parts are from old shows. You know, they're just stuff that followed me home or that I have a mold on. There's a little bit of everything on him. This is back here. This is a vacuform container for something I bought that I put extra little doodads on. You know, so this is an egg carton right here, an egg carton, just like a cup from an egg carton.
Now, did you have any assistance with this, Bruce, or did you
No,
spend a lot of late nights?
I just made it up.
But
That's
again, really the job description of a makeup effects artist.
Yeah, I just winged it.
Take a bunch of stuff
and
make
kludge
it
together.
work.
Yeah,
But
that's exactly what I got possessed with. Just taking a bunch of stuff and kludging it together. And I didn't have a. I mean, this is mostly all one piece. I didn't have. It's made up of many pieces, but I didn't have a head. Or Sydney. This is Sydney brought over his head cast, and I just started painting latex on it. I made a bald cap. And then I just started gluing things to it. So it's literally coming up with something made from nothing, except Roland's beautiful appliances.
And your years and years of experience and artistic eye. It's not that easy.
All right, there's that.
Roland, what do you think of this as a new spokesperson for your company?
Absolutely.
Because everything you make is glued to him.
Yeah, pretty much everything in the catalog is glued to his head. So that's what you can do with RBFX appliances. And next you're going to see something else you can do with RBFX appliances.
Are you teeing up? Oh, we have a
Look,
question.
how's
We have
that?
a question. That was a good tee up, but
See?
we're not letting you off the hook just yet.
I thought I was out.
Okay, so we have a question. How heavy is this piece? Maybe that's best answered by Sydney. This is Sydney Cumby, our model, playing Dr. Muto. How heavy is it?
Not heavy at all. It feels very nice.
Feedback.
Oh, yes. It's actually very comfortable. This guy is a genius. If I can talk,
You're doing very well.
Thank you.
With speaking.
No, he fit it to my head. It feels really nice. Not heavy at all. Love it. This, on the other hand, is a little cumbersome, but otherwise I'm good.
For a mutated doctor, he's so polite.
Right?
I love Dr. Muto. I would go to your medical office, I think. Oh, no, not anymore.
Not anymore. Not once the drool starts. You don't want your doctor to drool.
Before we bring in Dan, quick question. I know you've spent a lot of time down in Mexico of late, Bruce. Let's talk about the growth of the industry into other places.
Well,
what are you seeing going on?
Well, the industry's worldwide now. I mean, there's literally people in every country who do this work and who are interested in this work. And me, myself, I'm finding a lot of work south of the border in Mexico and Brazil. I bid on, about a dozen things a year for Brazil. Not all of them happen, or they go with other companies. But there's a large interest everywhere. And myself, I've taught in Mexico. I've done commercials in Mexico. I've done commercials in Brazil, and they find me through I don't even know how, But there's a great interest, and there's a great Brazil is a burgeoning field of effects down there. I have friends down there through Facebook. I mean, the glory of Facebook is that I know everybody all over the world now. And, when I get a job in Brazil, I know who to call in Brazil and say, hey, what can I get in Brazil? What materials do I have to bring, and what can I get? And I've got friends who will help me. In fact, I had a friend do a life cast for me in Brazil and send it to me so I could make the makeup and go to Brazil and put it on.
We have Brazilian viewers on this webcast.
Hi, Brazilian
if you want
viewers.
to be added to Bruce's list of Brazilian friends, be sure to go down into the video description. You'll have a couple links to follow Bruce on, I think I put up your Facebook link. I don't know what I put up for you.
Something's on there.
But get in touch with Bruce, and next time he's in South America, you might hook up. And we really love seeing that all around the world. We're seeing it all the time. South America loves makeup effects. Europe loves makeup effects.
Yeah, there's for this CGI environment that we're all in, there's an amazing interest in makeup effects.
This is the new shiny toy. Everyone's tired of just pixels. They want to bring this back, and
that's
thank
good.
goodness.
That's what we want to see. So.
Well, thank you, Bruce. We love you. We do. We're going to wrap up your hag
everybody.
makeup finally next month, right?
With any luck, yeah.
All right. For those of you who have been tracking the epic Bruce Spaulding Fuller web course series on the site, look for his next installment, his final installment next month. And we're going to bid adieu to Bruce and Dr. Muto. Thank you, guys.
Dr. Muto
for
was taking
stopping
him
by.
We got to go get him an exam.
Virtual claps for the
or
doctor.
someone to exam.
The doctor is in.
And you're going to see another makeup performed with RBFX.
Dan Gilbert, come on down.
Come on, Muto.
We have Dan Gilbert. Thank you, Bruce and Dr. Muto. We have Dan Gilbert with the Great Gazoo. All right. Well, the Great Gazoo is here from a faraway place.
And the Great Gazoo is glad to be back.
Wait, hold on. Let me get you a microphone, Great Gazoo.
The Great Gazoo is glad to be back to this rock called Earth. It's been a long time and evolution hasn't progressed very much since the last time I was here. But otherwise, it's good to be back and good to be on your show.
Well, you're our first extraterrestrial on the show, and it's great to have you. We had a warlock demon overlord, but you're our first Martian. Are you from Mars?
Martian. Yes.
You're a Martian?
Yes, I am from Mars.
We're poking around up there. I'm sure we're going to encounter some of your
That's why I'm back.
Got it. Do you want to back up a little bit, Great
poking
Gazoo,
back.
so we can see this makeup? Dan, tell us about this fantastic makeup.
Okay, I wanted to do something that's straight out of Roland's RBFX collection and just basically take his stock pieces and paint them, show everybody the versatility of these pieces. And at first we were going to do this piece on somebody really tall and thin and go with like that style. And then I remembered that I have this really talented friend. And I was like, let's do something different and let's make him a little green man. And then we're like, let's do the Great Gazoo from the Jetsons, at least a play on that. So.
It's the Flintstones.
Oh, here, hold on.
It's the Flintstones, dum-dum, not the Jetsons.
Sorry, Mr. Gazoo.
You've just been scolded by a Martian.
Yeah, it's been happening all day. It's fine. I'm okay with it.
Well, as you're being scolded, let's make sure the folks out there know a bit about who you are. We've been talking a lot about the next generation of makeup effects artists coming up, and Dan is among that group, I'd say. You've been around for a while, but, you're fairly fresh.
I'm super fresh.
You're fairly fresh. We've got a few projects coming out, Analog Days, Wish Wizard, April Apocalypse, and Necessary Evil Effects, your own
It's my
company.
tiny little company. I've been doing effects for about 3.5 years professionally.
You're super fresh.
Yeah.
Super. We can
Yeah.
smell it on you.
Yeah. I started on the other side of the camera. I make my living, performing and acting, and I kind of fell in love with makeup from being in makeup and sitting for so many amazing artists and going, hey, why are you doing that? And they're like, oh, you want to do this stuff? And I'm like, I like it a lot. And they've been super cool, opened up their shops, try this piece. And, generous people like Roland have really been really cool and gone, hey, you want to use this stuff? Try it out. And I, always send them pictures, and I feel like we're progressing. I'm progressing, but, it's a little by little.
Have you gotten a sense that the old timers, the veterans, are eager to embrace the new generation, or looking at you guys as, hey, are you coming here to take our jobs? What's the vibe you're getting?
I have had an incredible amount of support from pretty much everybody in this industry. From the like you say, the old timers,
I hate to call them old timers. Let's say veterans. Let's say, look at me with my white hair.
The veterans, the established.
There's no shame in being an old timer.
Yeah,
it's
no.
better than the alternative.
I think everybody has been really, really supportive and like crazy supportive. And so it's really allowed me to, like I said, I've only been doing this for a little while, but I think I've learned a lot because people have gone, hey, check this out.
Here's how you do it.
People like you had Steve Laporte on earlier. You know, Steve would know I was interested in something and go, hey, Dan, I'm going to do some in the shop today. Come check it out. And then a week later I get a call and I'm like, I'm going to do that thing that Steve taught me like, a week ago.
Fantastic. And how about from your perspective, Roland? You're working with the whole industry now.
Yeah.
You're getting a cross-section of veterans,
Both.
people new to the party.
Both
What do you
of them.
think? What do you think of?
I like
that
looking
mix?
at the new talent. There's so much fresh talent. And when I see that, that's where I want to grab my prosthetics and go, please try them on. Show me what you can do. Send me some pictures. I'd love to promote it. So I'm really excited. There's probably at least 12 people I've talked to where I've helped them out, and they've helped me out.
Yep.
It's hand in hand.
That is how it works. And now you show up and you show off what Roland's prosthetics can do. By the way, the name of our model today is Dave Myers. Hey, Dave. You can stay in character if you like.
Okay, well, hi, everybody.
We have a question here. Don't walk away, Teresa. A couple questions. Is this character airbrushed or hand-painted? And what is the base color you used on this?
I did a little bit of each. I used Tom Supernaut's beautiful Pax paint. I believe the color was the mint is the base. And then everything else is painted with Skin Illustrator. And I had some airbrush, some hand-painted, some flecked with a toothbrush, some fan brushing, airbrushing, just a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything, yeah.
And that gets to learning a lot of techniques. Don't have one method of painting up your characters. Learn it all.
Yeah, I feel like, it's good to know a little bit of everything, and you never know when your airbrush you're not going to have it. You never know when you're going to have to hand paint something or go in with a toothbrush or whatever. So I learned from before I had any of this stuff, and I was just playing with a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So when you get the technology in your hands, then it's kind of nice, but you don't always need to rely on it.
So what's a bit of advice from both of you before we wrap this up for someone new to the industry? Best thing someone could have told you 4 years ago, getting into it?
I would say the best thing people told me is just practice. Just do it a lot. Just try to do something original. Ask questions. But I mean, I guess that's a lot of things.
No, that's all.
Practice.
All good. Practice.
Just do a lot of makeups. I try to do makeups as often as I can, and I feel like there's a lot of people that get stagnant, because they're stuck in one area. And luckily, I've had a lot of support, so I've been able to play with a lot of products and a lot of amazing pieces, and I've used a lot of the RBFX appliances and been able to really try to stretch my abilities with amazing products at my disposal.
Even
So
with that old age makeup video, the Seether video.
yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, we did a music video for Seether for the song's called Same Damn Life.
Mm-hmm.
And they called me like a week out, and they were like, hey, we need 3 old age makeups, and we're looking for like, Bad Grandpa. And I'm like, do you understand the amount of talent that went into that movie? And I said, there's one way we can do this. And I called Roland. I said, are your silicone old age pieces run yet? And he said, we could probably get him out to you. And he was really awesome. And the video is pretty awesome, too, if you get a chance to look at it.
So if you get an impossible assignment, one that you never think you could pull off, call Roland, and he might be able to help you out.
That's super true.
Let's talk about a piece of advice from you, Roland. We were talking about the importance of teams. What do you want to say to those out there? What's your bit of advice?
Network.
Network?
Go for quality. Don't just make it happen when you don't make it happen. Don't say it's good when it's not good. Go for realism, because that's what everybody wants these days.
Even with a fantasy character.
Even with a fantasy.
Make it real.
It's amazing what you can do with a piece of rubber when it's painted well.
Yep. And here's a great example of it. I think
Yeah.
we should go off on a close-up of the Great Gazoo as I remind you where to find RBFX and Dan Gilbert. RBFX is at RBFX.
We want to go through Motion Picture Effects website.
Motion Picture Effects. Is it motionpictureeffects.com?
Yes.
Fantastic. And for you, Dan, what's the best way to connect with you?
My website is necessaryevilfx.com. necessaryevilfx.com. We also have links in the video description to find out more about these guys.
And I want to thank you both for being on the show.
Thank you.
And I also
you.
want to thank our visitor from far away. Thank you very much to the great kazoo, Dave Myers, the model. And the show goes on. Next up, when we come back from the break, we are going to be joined by Neil Gorton from the UK and Christian Tinsley. So stick around. We'll be talking to two of the finest makeup effects artists working in the business today, back here at Makeup Effects Live at IMATS. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.